Hello and welcome to our PBL B, where we will outline aspects of the assessment process for Miss Educator's course, which is Assessment and Evaluation for Adult Learners. This PBL was created by Amanda Cannon, Brandon Carson, Sarah Cuttress, and Lord-Ann Hallahan. We encourage you to visit https://learningassessments.weebly.com to view our entire PBL website, as it would not be possible to cover all the material on this website in the allotted 10 minutes for this video. A link to the website is also provided in the description area of this video. Before we begin, please review the following analysis questions. What does authentic assessment mean, and what does it look like? What are the differences between a formative and summative assessment? What are the benefits of including a rubric with an assignment? Welcome to Miss Educator's Learning Assessment Assignment webpage. The purpose of this website and assessment is to have students engage in the assessment process and put into practice the types of assessments that they have examined throughout the course. There will be 3 stages to the assessment, which include creating a formative and summative assessment, writing a 1-page report, and completing an informal presentation on each assessment, and finally, creating a 5-minute formal presentation and presenting it in front of the class. The assignment. The first part of the learner's assessment in this course will be creating both the formative and summative assessment. If the learner has taught a course before, or will be teaching one in the future, they are asked to create the assessment for this specific course. If they do not teach, it is suggested that they make the assessment for a previous course that they have taken in the past. For the formative assessment, they are also asked to incorporate technology into the assessment process. Before the learners start the assessment, they are encouraged to visit 3 modules that will walk them through the assessment process and are given examples of formative assessments, such as short quizzes or low-stakes group work, versus summative assessments, such as tests and final presentations. For the 3 modules, details will be given on identifying learning objectives, authentic tasks, criteria, rubrics, sound assessment, and testing your knowledge before you start the assignment. As you can see, by providing the testing your knowledge, Miss Educator is giving her learners the chance to take a formative assessment. Let's visit Module 1 for a brief demonstration on the types of information that is given the learners with each module. As you can see, the module starts off with analysis questions, asking the learner what are the main learning objectives that should be considered when creating assessments, and what does authentic assessment mean, and what does it look like. It then provides subtopics on learning objectives and authentic tasks. After a brief definition of each topic, we can click through to more specific detail along with imagery and videos. In regards to learning objectives, the learner has walked through the process of starting with the mission or goals of the course first, followed by creating clear and measurable objectives that are learner-focused. The action verb that is used in the learning objectives should also assist in the process of selecting appropriate assessments for the course. The learner is then introduced to the revised taxonomy by Anderson and Crothwall, which is a revised version of Bloom's taxonomy. This version incorporates both the kind of knowledge to be learned and the process used to learn it. Again, this is only a small example of the material provided in this course, and we encourage you to visit our website to view all the additional information we have provided. The formative assessment. An example of a formative assessment that can be used is using Google Forms to create a short quiz. This short quiz has been created to help the learner assess if they understand the differences and can identify the characteristics of analytical and holistic rubrics. After completing the short quiz, the learner will be provided with a score and has the ability to retake the quiz an unlimited amount of times. With this formative assessment, the learner is not given a formal grade, but can take their knowledge on the subject in a very low-stakes environment. This can benefit the learner before they go on to complete the high-stakes summative assessment. Summative assessments. Some summative assessment options are provided, which include short essays and reflection papers. These assessments tie back into the course learning outcomes and require more time and effort to complete versus formative assessments we previously looked at. They will also be graded and go towards the student's end grade within the course. Another example of a summative assessment would be the assignment outlined in the course created by Miss Educator. The learner is required to create 2 assessments, write a short paper, and complete a final presentation. These 3 aspects are all forms of summative assessment, which require the learner to demonstrate their understanding of the subject matter in order to formally be evaluated in the course. Finally, a detailed outline and rubric have been provided to the learners. For the outline, descriptions of each task along with weight towards the final grade, due date, and mapping back to specific course learning objectives are provided to the learner. This information will clearly identify to the learner how they are going to be assessed on each course learning outcome, as well as provide key information they will need to be successful in the course. The learner is also provided with an analytical rubric that outlines how they will be marked for the assessment. The learner will be required to ensure that the formative and summative assessments are suitable for the course learning outcomes and the unit. They also must ensure that they follow good design principles, provide clear expectations, and the final presentation is polished with logical and persuasive writing. After watching this video and reviewing our website, please review the following synthesis questions. What new aspects of the assessment process did you learn that you were not already aware of? Are there any assessments that you believe do not require a rubric? What type of balance should there be between the amount of formative and summative assessments provided in a course? Thank you very much for reviewing Miss Educator's Learning Assessment Assignment website. We hope you found this presentation informative and have a better understanding of formative and summative assessments, as well as the process of creating authentic assessments.